what does the dating landscape look like? What type of guys approach you? And if you're using dating apps, what type of person usually matches with you?
Dating landscape has been horrible, straight up, no chaser, full bullshit, crazy, reckless. How many words can I say? But now, but back then, oh my God, it felt like I was cursed or something.
So, question for you guys: do you think that, or would you say, Black guys or other races of guys approach you more? Because, like I just told you guys, no Black dudes ever try to talk to me in their life. I know one of my good friends who's dark skinned and she uses like the dating apps and stuff. She literally only matches with white dudes. Those are the only ones who try to match with her. 95% of the people that try to match with her are white.
Dang.
So I'm wondering, for you guys, do more guys from different races approach you or Black dudes?
Guys from different races.
Yeah, I think
guys
when I get
from
different races are more serious.
Yeah.
These niggas be trying to play a game, and I'd be like, but these white men, other races, come a little bit more correct, and it's just like, why do I search for other races when I got, Black men that I should be looking towards? But I feel like other races for sure approach me more.
I
agree.
The only type of race, or not race, or genre, I want to call it genre, because it's like it's either foreign men or Latino men. That's how it's been for me. And the Latino men, you just treat me like a normal person, That's what I've experienced so far. But the white guys, like you said, that approach you, they start normal, right? They start normal, they talk to you normal, and then all of a sudden it's like, when you start kissing them, it's like, oh my God, I love my milk chocolate queen. I want that chocolate pie.
I'm gonna just say this: I hate the word chocolate. Shantel fucking knows. Like, I don't know.
I hate chocolate.
There was a guy who used to be like,
it's chocolate, a good thing, but coming from
chocolate. No, don't call me chocolate.
Yeah, I don't like chocolate either. Mm-mm.
Like, I don't mind the nickname, but like coming from them, it just solidifies what their intentions are, like what they're looking for.
Yeah,
when
very fetish-ish. Like, yeah.
That's weird. Like, it's a fetish. That's hella weird.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is dating and finding a mate? So for the people who found their mate, how important was that to you guys on a scale of 1 to 10? And have you guys ever just dated to date, or you date for a reason, like long-term relationship, a marriage? Like, when you go and date, are you dating for a reason, or are you just out there just dating just because, dating to date?
Well, I go through phases,
Mm-hmm.
I go through phases. I go through a phase where, man, I really want to date someone so I can like be in a relationship, And then when I go through that and it doesn't work, I enter the hoe phase, where it's like, you just don't care. You date just to have fun. You just do whatever you want to do. And then you get tired of the whole phase. So you go back to the whole, let me try and find a mate again. Let me actually do this right. It's like an ebb and flow. One moment it's right. Next moment it's like, whatever, let's have fun. Let's meet as many people as we can. But yeah.
For me, my mom has always been married. So to me, growing up in a household, I've always had, my stepfather, but I wanted to be married. That's what I've seen in the household. So yes, my biggest thing was to date to marry. So I look for those signs, and I look for those actual things that I wanted out of a man. Now, granted, every relationship that I've been in, I've learned something different and learned what I did want and did not want in my next relationship. I've been engaged twice, and of course my second one I did marry. But the things that my first fiance brought to me, it was all of what I said I wanted. He only knew what I wanted, and he began to portray that person. He was not that person. So therefore I had to see the red flags and, leave him alone. But pretty much I've always dated with that purpose in mind. And even from my first relationship, it's so weird. I was with him from 14 to 22. So, I mean, I just knew we were going to get married. I've always dated for that purpose.
I think I mostly dated just to kind of either find a short-term relationship or just kind of like have someone to cuddle up during cuffing season. I just didn't expect to get married, so it was not like the intention to get married. Even though my friend gave me that advice, it was really just about meeting people and just maybe finding someone a little more steady to, occasionally go out on dates with. Before I got married, I didn't want to be in a serious relationship.
Kind of like Jarrita, like I grew up in a household that was married, and like African culture, first of all, they do arranged marriages. You're born to get married. So it's like it's in your subconscious as a woman, as like, okay, you get up and you get married. They marry your ass off. But so for me, that's important. But after my last real relationship, I just realized the landscape is fucked up. So for me, that's already in my subconscious. So I already knew, like, I'm not giving myself full pledge to these datings. So it's kind of hard to end up with a marriage or whatever. But in my mind, if I'm dating, I want to date to get married, because that's what I've always seen, and that's what I was always taught, and that's kind of like what we were brought up to do. But because I see the landscape and the way I move now, it's like, because I don't really trust or believe that these niggas that are out here are really looking for the same thing I'm looking for, I don't even carry myself in the way of someone who you want to court, because I don't believe the dating pool. So it's really backwards for me. But I'm not really dating because it's hard with this landscape, and I don't really believe in it. So it's kind of fucked up.
No, yeah, I totally agree with you, Par. The landscape is fucked up. Excuse me. I think I gave up even trying to date anybody like last year. I wasn't feeling it, because it ends up getting depressing, you're like, so no one doesn't want to just get to know me. Nobody wants to, like, they don't want to understand like who I am, like on a deeper level. And so just like going through years of that, you begin to like believe like, oh, no one wants to actually get to know me or to date me or to end up marrying me down the line, so you just stop trying at some points until, I guess, I don't know, a miracle happens.
Shantel, you ain't said nothing. What you think?
Oh my goodness. I never had a complex of dating someone to get married. If it happens for me, it happens for me. If it doesn't, I'll be okay. But to me, like, the most important thing was dating someone that just understands you and understands your culture. And I just always, like earlier they were talking about phases. I'm like, phases is the most important. So there was a moment I just stopped dating completely. I was like, I'm done. I won't give nobody time. Everybody wants to do they always want to do one thing, and I'm over that. And then, I found someone that I already knew, but it's like, to me, it's like, it was always, like Par said, no one is wanting to get married because the stigma of getting married right now. So to me, I always be like, okay, who understands me? Who can see me with my hair looking like this? Who can see me with my hair in a wig? It don't matter. They have to understand me. So that's where I'm at with it.
So you guys said a stigma of getting married. Like, then why are all these black dudes marrying these women that are not black? Like, I don't feel like there's
Because
black...
they're prizes and trophies.
Okay, because I was going to say, I don't think that men are not out here trying to actually marry anybody, because I see a whole bunch of black dudes marrying white women or women who are not black.
I feel like you're right. They do.
Right.
They do marry
there are
them.
who do get married, but for some reason it's not to black women where we're at anyways. Like, or they want to play games. The only black dudes who've ever tried to talk to me are somebody who's trying to fuck on me. And that
exactly. That's what I was talking about.
That means I'm not talking to you. We're not talking, because I'm not talking to nobody who's just trying to sleep with me.
Y'all not talking the same language. Like,
so, question for you guys. If you're dating someone or talking to them, is that the same thing as being in a relationship? And after what?
No.
Say no.
No.
So at what point of talking, how long do you have to be talking to now be in a relationship?
Just because he buys you mozzarella sticks doesn't make him your boyfriend.
What'd you say?
Just because he buys you mozzarella sticks a couple of times doesn't make him your boyfriend.
Hey,
There's a song by SZA. It's called The Weekend. There's the 9 to 5, and then there's the week. So no. Like,
so after how long then is dating a relationship? Because
You have to.
the only reason why I'm asking is because people always try to make it seem like women are trying to make men be in a relationship with them. And to me, I know a bunch of women who are like, no, we're not in a relationship. And the dude's trying to be in a relationship. So I'm just trying to put it out there. Like, at what point does a woman think that dating or talking is a relationship, since everyone wants to act like women are the only ones trying to make a dude be in a relationship?
I think the only time, oh, sorry, who's going? Is it okay? Okay. I think the only time a relationship is solidified is when both parties
agrees,
actually communicate and talk and officialize, hey, we're in a relationship. Because there's those relationships where that bitch might think she's in a relationship, but she's not. Or that nigga might think he's in a relationship, but he's not. So once you guys both solidify it, you guys both, I don't know how that works, but because some people don't communicate, but once you guys actually officialize and talk and be like, all right, then it's a relationship. Other than that, you guys are just fucking around.
I totally 100% agree with Par. You have to communicate. You have to talk about things. I think I'm a communicator. I like to break things all the way down. So if we haven't talked about it, it's not what's understood don't have to be explained. No, it needs to be explained. We need to communicate. We need to talk about it. So don't get it wrong, I have been talking to someone that I haven't been in a relationship with. Now, on the other hand, when we are in a relationship, we are strictly with each other. Now, if you go outside of that relationship, it's over. I'm an Aquarius. I'm very loyal, and I want my man to be loyal to me. And here, you got like I think it's like 7 women to each man here in Atlanta. So you meet those that just want to play around. So granted, I mean, I'm 34. I just got married last year. So this have not been a game that I've been in the whole time. It took me a while to find my husband. And I mean, the Lord sent him to me, but at the end of the day, it took a while for me and my husband to actually, get married and get together. I've been in a game. I've been played with. Everything. Guys have played with me as well. So at the end of the day, I think you need to communicate. We need to be on the same page. And it's not what's understood don't have to be explained. No, let's explain this.
Okay, so so my next question was going to be, do relationship labels matter? It sounds like they do matter. In addition to that, what do you guys think about the woman pursuing the dude, asking the dude on a date, paying for the first date? I'll just say the first date. What do you guys think about these type of things? The woman pursuing the man and the woman asking the dude for us to now be exclusive. For me, I'm not asking no dude nothing.
I'm not asking nobody, yo.
Right.
I ain't asking.
If you're asking me for anything, how are you gonna take care of these kids after me? You can't even take care of it. You ain't gonna buy me something to eat. I buy my friends' food. First of all, I buy my sister's food. You can't buy my food. You can't buy. This is gonna go into that first date shit. When we go on a first date, and you want to do half? We don't do half over here. I just feel like, I can't. I'm about to go on a tangent. Sorry, guys.
Wait, what was the question?
What do you think about women pursuing the man, asking him on a date, paying for the dates?
I won't pay for the date, but I'll pursue the man.
Yeah, I don't think.
Agreed. Yeah.
I mean, I'll do half.
You're still a woman, no matter where we go or what we do in society. You're still the woman. You don't touch that check.
I agree. I'm not paying, but I do not pursue as well. I like to be pursued, so I'm not gonna pursue, and I'm not paying. I'm sorry. I don't know what it sounds like, but I'm not gonna pay.
Tierra, this is just the first date.
Oh, well, the first couple, and I'm asking
like back to back
because I'm gonna follow up.
Well, wait, I have one question here. So pursue, like, okay, if somebody wants to make the first move, that's different for me. I have no point. Okay, if I like somebody, they're fucking cute. Okay, I'm about to go talk to them. To me, that's kind of like the first move. I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, let me go talk to him, see what's up. But
have game.
after we see what's up, are you taking me out to eat? Are you gonna make sure a bitch is full? Are you gonna make like what's coming after? I made the first move. But when it comes to first moves, I'm not paying for dinner. And when it comes to that check being split, if you're looking at me up and down and I'll got the money, I'll pay for the dinner. But don't expect no callback. You ain't getting no anything. You ain't getting nothing.
Oh,
but I'm just saying, when it comes to the first move, are we talking like the check? Like first move as in, okay, I like you, I'll talk to you. I'll do that first move. As far as we go out on a date or something, how do I know you're a gentleman? How do I know you're about to take care of shit if you ain't about to even take care of some chicken and fries?
I was gonna say
chicken and fries.
For me, anyways, making the first move is any of those things that you just explained. I'm not walking up to a dude and asking him anything. I'm not going up to a dude and telling him, oh, I like you. Do you want to go on a date? You got me fucked up. Like, I'm just literally never, ever going to do that in my life.
It depends on how fine he is. It
Tierra,
depends.
you never went up to a dude that you liked and just been like, oh, you're cute.
Come on.
That's the first move.
You're so confident, Tierra. I can't believe you've never said to a guy, hey, I like you, or hey, let's do this. You never pursued a guy first?
No, and that has nothing to do with being confident or not being confident. It has to do with what I think a man should do. And I think a man should pursue the woman if he wants her. And that might also be because I've also grown up in the house with my parents married my entire life. And so when I ask you guys about like dating for a reason or just dating to just date, if I'm talking to somebody and I'm spending all this time with them, I'm dating you with the hopes in mind that this is going somewhere. I'm not just about to be wasting all my fucking time with somebody who is just about to dip out whenever the fuck they feel like it. Like, we're either serious or we're not.
We're not.
Like, I'm not playing games with you and I'm not pursuing you either. I'm not asking you on a date. If you like me, do that. And then after the first couple dates, I don't mind paying because you guys already know I have my own money. My thing is just to see, are you going to be the one to offer? Because if you're not going to offer, I'm not being in a relationship with no dude who won't even offer to pay the first couple dates or ask me on a date. Who the fuck are you? Like, to me, that's a red flag. A dude who's waiting.
Right. Red flag.
Yeah.
Who is
That's
waiting
a super
for
red
me
flag.
to offer all of these things, but he's not willing to. No. So for me, it's basically a test almost to see what type of person you are. What is your character? If you're not going to offer, I'm not getting a relationship with somebody who won't even offer the first couple dates, because later on we're about to be in a relationship where I'm doing everything and you're never offering anything because we started off the relationship that way. I'm not doing it.
You remind me of like something that I remember from dating online that really, really annoyed me. It's that thing where someone just wants to have a relationship by text and they may not necessarily think to ask you out. You know, and it's very frustrating because if you date someone who's like a millennial or a little bit young, I'm a 42, so a little bit younger than me, they may not necessarily think to take the relationship offline. And it just makes me, what you said just made me think of that. I hated that when dating. I hated that someone could not have the courage to say, let's meet up tonight. Let's go have coffee. Let's go get dinner. But I just remember that happening so often. Anyone else have that?
Yeah, Erika, and in addition to that, I think I'm considered a millennial. I'm 28. I was born in 91. I think that's still within that group. It's at the very end of that group. But I just feel like it goes back to who raised this person, too, on top of that. Because, yes, there is a thing with millennials where everything is on the computer and whatever else. But, like, if your parents didn't teach you that you're supposed to ask, or you should probably try to take this person out to do something nice to show that you care about them, that's also telling me something too. And if you're not willing to do that and I'm going to be the one to initiate that, you're not the dude for me. You have me fucked up once again. Like, that just tells me something about you and who your family is and how you were raised. I'm not
See, I thought you meant like pursue, like I mean like pursue as in like let them know that I think they're attractive. I ain't gonna ask the person out the full 9 yards. That's a lot of work. But I mean like pursue as in like if I find someone attractive, I let them know. Kind of like what Par said, you know, I'm gonna do my first 10 steps, then you got the rest 100 steps to go.
Right.
So
I'm curious, Tierra, you've never, back when you were dating, saw somebody that you thought, oh, okay, this nigga's cute. Let me just say hi or spark a conversation with them. You've never done that?
No.
Oh, like if
You've never done that.
If we're out somewhere, like, and he contact on purpose to see like
Okay.
see if he's gonna do it back. But then if he doesn't walk up to me or come to my table, I'm sorry, fuck you. Like I'm never gonna walk over to your table. I
wouldn't either.
My thing is this: I gave you a cue. I kept looking at your table. I smiled. If you're not gonna get up and walk over here, bye. I don't want to talk to you. Like,
these niggas are dumb nowadays. So Tierra, like, this is why the landscape is fucked up. You can't even do a cute little. I can't really wink, but you can't even do a real look or something and think this guy's gonna come over and buy you a drink or something. These niggas be mad over buying a drink. I had to educate my little brother. So I have younger brothers who are bigger than me. They're out here dating. And for my brothers, they have sisters. So for me, it's like, I'm going to tell them the other side of things. And so my little brother was dating a girl and he fucked up. And he came to me and was like, I got to get a hotel for so-and-so. And I'm like, okay, where are you going to take her? He said a dusty ass hotel. I had to tell him, like, okay, if you're trying to I had to educate him, like, okay, if you're trying to make a good impression, you got to take her to a high-end hotel, bro. And, you know, do this, and that. And it's like, he didn't know he had to do these things. And all I'm saying is a lot of these men don't know that. Nobody's educating them. And it's like, it's not our job to educate them, but this is the landscape we're dealing with. These niggas who don't know how to really treat or date. Niggas who don't know how to date in this landscape, just as far as like us women, we're like confused with the landscape because we have no niggas to really, who are doing these things. I had to teach my little brother, like, okay, instead of a Motel 6, let me just blow up his spot. He's gonna take Jarrita to a Motel 6. I had to educate him and be like, no, take her to like a high-end hotel because you fucked up. Get her something nice to show her how to treat a girl. And it's like, I feel like a lot of dudes don't even have that. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for.
Well, at least
I'm gonna put the effort.
Your brothers apart. At least you're trying to educate them in the beginning. Because if some dude ever drove me to a Motel 6, bitch, I wouldn't get out the motherfucking car. And I'm not even trying to be funny.
Girl,
I'm not going in. Like, I'm literally not going in there.
I'm not going to no Motel 6. No, I'm just not.
He just turned 21 this year. He's trying to take his girl to a Motel 6. I had to hook him up.
No.
We got a nice Marriott, a nice double suite after I've had to talk to him. Like, you're not about to change her mind after you fucked up. Like, you gotta do some high end.
Or something in the middle. He's 21. So it's like, I'm not expecting him to bring this person to a 5-star, but if somebody ever drove to a Motel 6, I literally wouldn't get out of my vehicle. You're crazy. It's literally not gonna happen. I'm sorry. Like, no.
Went to the Holiday Inn.
Right.
Girl, he said Motel 6. I almost had to cut him out. I was like, let me make a few phone calls. We're gonna get you, the hotel discount, but you're getting a nice hotel. I don't care.
Okay, so next question, you guys.
People get murdered at Motel 6s. I'm not playing with that.
No, no.
So next question. Would you guys, and I'm gonna say for the people who do not have kids, and for the people who do have kids, when you were younger, before you had them, would you have dated a guy who has kids? For me, the answer is fuck no. Like,
no.
I'm not dealing with my two other kid, but I wonder, would you guys date a dude with kids? Yes, no.
Yeah.
And if it's yes,
not unless I had kids myself.
Okay.
As a 40-year-old, as a person who's in their 40s, like their early 40s, it's impossible to think that you're going to have some guy who's a clean slate. Some guy's going to have baggage. Guys my age, they've already been divorced once. They've got like a couple of kids. If he's got 8 kids he's not handling. That's a problem. That's a red flag. But I wouldn't mind, if I wasn't with Kevin, I would not have minded being a stepmother, to someone else's kid. But it's something you have to consider, certainly as you age. Like, you don't get to call the shots because people have life circumstances at this. People at 42 have lived a lot of life. It's a lot of decades since high school.
I would date a guy without kids or with kids. To be honest, I've only dated guys with kids, and that was before I had my children. So yes, I would date them. Honestly, it is hard to find men without kids. And I had my first daughter at 21. So even before then, I did date guys without kids or with kids.
And Shantel, you said no?
Yeah, no. I'm a no.
Why do you say no?
No.
Why?
Because I always felt like my first child, I want the person I want us to both have the first child together, and it's just something that I always live by. I mean, granted, like I said, like if I was maybe older and I don't know, I don't know. I'm just like, in my mind, I always thought I wanted me and whoever my husband is or boyfriend is, I want us to share that experience together. And I just always held strong to that. But I mean, if the person that I'm meant to be with has a child, I wouldn't be mad. But right now in my mind, I'm like, no, like hell no. But it's where I'm at.
I think mine is the same. Mine is fuck no, because first of all, you guys already know how I live, and I want to get up and go when I want to go. And the main part is I would want to have my first kid with the guy for his first kid too, like have the experience together. I feel like if he had a kid already with someone else, I would feel like, I don't know, like I miss out on something, or this is not as enjoyable for him. Not enjoyable. What is the word? Like this is not as special as it was to him because he's already gone through this once before, and I want the special to be with me. Kind of.
Same.
Would you guys date a dude who lives at home with his parents? And what
No.
what age is, what age is too old to be living at home with your parents for you to be like, yeah, I would date them? So for anybody who feels like, okay, I'm too fuck no for that, Erika, you're like, okay, I'm 40, like fuck no. Like at what age you, when you were younger, was like the cutoff for a dude to be living at home with his parents?
I have to say, if you can't come up with $1,500 a month to pay for your own place, and it's a deal breaker for me. I did move back home when I was in my early 20s, like after college and stuff for a while, but I just think that there's a window where you just need to cut the cord, because being at home, you're still living under someone else's roof with someone else's rules and someone else's food, and I just don't think that it's a sign of maturity.
For me, no, I could not date a person who still lives at home. That's first off. Second off, you're not responsible for me to even feel like you can be in a relationship and help pay bills and do certain things if you still live at home with your mom. Because obviously you fell somewhere. And of course, I think at the age of, I would say 21, because you're pretty much almost finished with college or whatever you're doing. You should be stable enough at 21 to move out your parents' house. You shouldn't still be at home at 21, especially if you're trying to date somebody. No, you need to get your life together. So no, you should be out of your parents' house by 21.
I agree. I think I would say by like the age of 24, because I know for sure that's when people will be done with college if they were in school, and that's why that could be their excuse as to why they're still home with their parents. But after that, I feel like 25 and above, like that's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you know, you don't have your shit together, or you're lazy, or both, and so you stay at home with your mom. Yeah. So do you guys feel like the dude that you're with has to have a degree or like a certain level of education for you to want to talk to them, or does that not even matter?
Well, my husband does not have a degree. He has his own business though. So therefore, I mean, as long as we are on the same level, we are, I could say equally yoked. If you bring in money to the table, I mean, I want to meet, we both got to come to the table 100%. I mean, that's physically, mentally, we got to come to the table 100%. And of course, we need to bring 50-50. Now, no, you don't have to have a degree, but you got your own business, that's fine. If you have a job, that's fine. It just depends on what you're doing. But no, I don't feel like he has to have a degree, because, everybody's education level is not the same. Some people hate school. Me personally, I love school. So, I mean, I continue to go back. But at the end of the day, it's some people, don't think school is for them. So, no, school, you don't have to have a degree for my standards.
Shantel, Erika?
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, yeah, I agree. I don't think a degree is prominent to say that you have to have that to be in a relationship. I feel like you guys should definitely be on the same page. If where they're at in life works for where you're at in life, then yeah, I think it's okay. I don't think a degree tells somebody that you're smart because you have a degree. A degree doesn't mean anything to some people. So
yeah, I would almost say it's less student debt. So if you have someone who's ambitious and smart, and you can kind of start off your relationship with a good financial hold on your future, and they have less debt. That's probably more important than the piece of paper.
I agree. I don't think they have to have a degree. I just think they have to have the ambition to want to go out and get it. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
If you have the hustle and you have ambition, I think you'll always end up, having money. So my next question is, do you guys feel like the dude has to make more money than you though? So some people try to equate degree to X amount of money, which usually is not the case at all. You can have, I don't know how many degrees and be making less money and be supposed to be overqualified for certain positions, and still making less money than somebody who doesn't even have a degree or didn't even think of, they have a high school education or something like that. Does your dude have to make more money than you? Or would you be okay with the guy who makes less money than you?
I don't think it matters about the money as long as you're being taken care of the way you want to be taken care of. It's all personal preference. I mean, you can't have $0. Like, nah, hell no. But like, you definitely need to be coming to the table. Like, if I have a job, you have a job. Now, if my job makes more money than yours and we still are going on dates, you're still taking care of me and I'm still happy, that's all that matters. And if I'm happy, I don't care about what's going on. And definitely having a job.
Just as long as you could cover that first date and your portion of the living expenses.
What do you think, Jarrita? Does he have to make more money than you?
Honestly, I have always experienced where my partner made more money. However, now with me being in a type of business that I'm in, I make a good enough money. So I think like my husband made more money than me, but I don't think my partner has to make more money than me. That's not a requirement. I think that you should be, as long as we can take care of things, like we're not struggling, as long as we're not struggling, I don't feel he has to make more money. I mean, but I think that he has to bring something to the table.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I don't think the dude has to make more money, but I think that dudes feel like they have to make more money or they feel inadequate in some kind of way. And so to me, he doesn't have to, but I would want him to, because I don't want to run into issues of him feeling some kind of way and then therefore acting out a certain kind of way because I make more money and that makes him feel some type of way. Because I wouldn't say that that makes the dude like insecure or not as not confident. I wouldn't say that doesn't make the guy confident. I think it's just something that's ingrained in U.S. like standards, societal.
He wants to be the supporter,
right? That the dude is supposed to be the breadwinner, and so
not the ones living at home, not those ones.
Well, you guys are the ones that's the picture, so we ain't talking about
ones living at home. He don't care.
I think that is something that's been put into society. The man has to be the breadwinner. But that goes back to, back in the day where the women didn't even work. So, of course, the man was the breadwinner at that point. But I think right now, in some people's head, they do feel like, oh, well, he has to make more money than me. But I also feel that there's probably women who don't make much money. So I do feel like it's not a requirement. No, that shouldn't be the standards because now you're there for the money. So that should not be a standard for your partner. He has to make more money than you. I don't agree with that.
I agree with what you guys are saying. So speaking of money, what do you guys think about women who ask dudes for things they can't afford themselves?